Esther chapter 1. This happened in the days of Ahasuerus, the same Ahasuerus who ruled over 127 provinces from India to Ethiopia. In those days, when King Ahasuerus sat on his royal throne in the citadel of Susa, in the 3rd year of his reign, he gave a banquet for all his officials and ministers. The army of Persia and Media, and the nobles and the governors of the provinces were present, while he displayed the great wealth of his kingdom, and the splendor and pomp of his majesty for many days, 180 days in all. When these days were completed, the king gave for all the people present in the citadel of Susa, both great and small, a banquet lasting for 7 days, in the court of the garden of the king's palace. There were white cotton curtains and blue hangings tied with cords of fine linen and purple to silver rings and marble pillars. There were couches of gold and silver on a mosaic pavement of porphyry, marble, mother of pearl, and colored stones. Drinks were served in golden goblets, goblets of different kinds, and the royal wine was lavished according to the bounty of the king. Drinking was by flagons, without restraint, for the king had given orders to all the officials of his palace to do as each one desired. Furthermore, Queen Vashti gave a banquet for the women in the palace of King Ahasuerus. On the 7th day, when the king was merry with wine, he commanded Mehuman, Biztha, Harbona, Bigtha, and Abagtha, Zethar, and Carcas, the 7 eunuchs who attended him, to bring Queen Vashti before the king, wearing the royal crown, in order to show the peoples and the officials her beauty, for she was fair to behold. But Queen Vashti refused to come at the king's command, convened by the eunuchs. At this the king was enraged, and his anger burned within him. Then the king consulted the sages who knew the laws, for this was the king's procedure toward all who were versed in law and custom. And those next to him were Kashina, Shisa, Admasa, Tarshish, Meres, Marsina, and Menucan, the 7 officials of Persia and Media, who had access to the king, and sat first in the kingdom. According to the law, what is to be done to Queen Vashti, because she has not performed the command of King Ahasuerus, convened by the eunuchs? Then Menucan said in the presence of the king and the officials, "Not only has Queen Vashti done wrong to the king, but also to all the officials and all the peoples who are in all the provinces of King Ahasuerus. For this deed of the queen will be made known to all women, causing them to look with contempt on their husbands, since they will say, 'King Ahasuerus commanded Queen Vashti to be brought before him, and she did not come.' This very day, the noble ladies of Persia and Media, who have heard of the queen's behavior, will rebel against the king's officials, and there will be no end of contempt and wrath. If it pleases the king, let a royal order go out from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes, so that it may not be altered, that Vashti is never again to come before King Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal position to another who is better than she. So when the decree made by the king is proclaimed throughout all his kingdom, vast as it is, all women will give honor to their husbands, high and low alike." This advice pleased the king and the officials, and the king did as Menucan proposed. He sent letters to all the royal provinces, to every province in its own script, and to every people in its own language, declaring that every man should be master in his own house. 以斯帖记第1章。亚哈随鲁作王，从印度直到古时，统管127省。亚哈随鲁王在书珊城的宫登基，在位第3年，为他一切首领臣仆设摆筵席，有波斯和马代的权贵，就是各省的贵胄与首领，在他面前。他把他荣耀之国的丰富和他美好威严的尊贵给他们看了许多日，就是180日。这日子满了，又为所有住苏珊城的大小人民， 在御园的院子里设摆筵席7日，有白色、绿色、蓝色的帐子，用细麻绳、紫色绳从银环内系在白玉石柱上，有金银的床榻摆在红白黄黑玉石的铺石地上，用金器皿赐酒，器皿各有不同，御酒甚多，足显王的厚意。喝酒有例，不准勉强人。因王吩咐宫里的一切臣宰，让人各随己意。王后瓦实提在亚哈随鲁王的宫内，也为妇女设摆筵席。第7日，亚哈随鲁王饮酒，心中快乐，就吩咐在他面前侍立的7个太监米户曼、比斯他、哈波拿、比格他、亚拔他、西达、贾加，请王后瓦实提头戴王后的冠冕到王面前，使各等臣民看她的美貌，因为她容貌甚美。王后瓦实提却不肯遵太监所传的王命而来，所以王甚发怒，心如火烧。那时，在王左右常见王面，国中坐高位的有波斯和马代的7个大臣，就是贾士拿、士达、亚玛他、他施斯、米利、马西拿、米姆干，都是达实务的明哲人。按王的常规，办事必先询问知历明法的人。王问他们说：王后瓦实提不遵太监所传的王命，照例应当怎样办理呢？米姆干在王和众首领面前回答说：王后瓦实提这事不但得罪王，并且有害于王各省的臣民，因为王后这事必传到众妇人的耳中，说亚哈随鲁王吩咐王后瓦实提到王面前，她却不来，他们就藐视自己的丈夫。今日波斯和马代的众夫人听见王后这事，必向王的大臣照样行，从此必大开藐视和愤怒之端。王若以为美，就降旨写在波斯和马代人的例中，永不更改，不准瓦实提再到王面前，将他王后的位分赐给比他还好的人。所降的旨意传遍通国，国度本来广大，所有的妇人无论丈夫贵贱，都必尊敬他。王和众首领都以米姆干的话为美，王就照这话去行，发诏书，用各省的文字、各族的方言通知各省，使为丈夫的在家中做主，各说本地的方言，